Well, the clock has turned over to 10 o'clock, so we are ready to get started tonight. We've got several things to break. Most of them are pretty quick. Of course, the exception being Topps Heritage. Yeah, that one's going to take a while. But before we start cutting the plastic on things, there's some information we need to go over, so let's get that up and running. First up, you'll see there on the screen that my feedback is 100% automated on eBay. That's basically so you don't have to wait on me. That means as soon as you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get it in return. And the second and most important part of that message is to say thank you to everyone. I always appreciate everyone who bids with me and breaks with me. Many of you chat with me and keep me up to date on scores and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate that as well. Next, we're going to take a look at the breaks that are coming up here in the next 5 days. These are breaks that are already listed on eBay, up and available for bidding right now. So tomorrow night, I do want to call your attention to one thing on there, and that is the Leaf Draft Football Blasters. We're going to open a full case of those. It's going to have 40 hits, but the thing that's unique about it is that Leaf in those blasters, they package their hits separately. And the sealed packs of cards in those blasters are all base cards. So the way we're gonna do that is we're gonna open only the hits, and then the sealed packs of base cards I'll just divvy up amongst the bidders. So you'll have each bidder will get some of those as well. So that's tomorrow night, along with our last case of National Treasures football and our last case of Revolution basketball. On Wednesday, we're gonna open another autographed regulation size football, another full-size football helmet. Flawless football comes out Wednesday. You know, that's super, super high end, like $1,200-$1,400 a box. So we'll be opening that on Wednesday night when it comes out, as well as Optic Baseball half case break. It comes out the same day as well. Thursday, we will break some more Trinity Baseball. That'll be the first part of a new case. We'll break the back half of 2011 Prime Signatures that we're going to start tonight. Some more Flawless, and we'll start a new case of Gypsy Queen. Friday, we will start some Leaf Metal Draft football. That's assuming it comes out on Friday. That's the last information that Leaf has given us, but if that date were to change, obviously the break date would change accordingly. Some more Flawless, some more Optic, and then on Saturday, more Leaf Metal Draft along with Elite Draft Picks football, and then some autographed memorabilia. For tonight, what we are looking at is, well, basically in this order. You'll see there that we have 4 breaks. Our first 4 breaks tonight, those are all free shipping breaks. Whenever something has completely free shipping, it's going to go out either 5 or 6 days after the auction ends. Sometimes sooner. If you have another package going in the interim, it might hitch a ride. If you don't, we're looking at an anticipated shipping date of Saturday for translucent football, for black football, the Gold Rush full-size helmet, and the half case of Prime Signatures football. Also, please take note, if you're in one of those first 4 breaks there, if your team is not pulled in a break and you don't hit anything at all, you are still entitled to a random trading card for your team. Can be from any year and any series. That would typically be sent with your next hit, can be sent sooner. All you have to do is jump into eBay messages, send me a note that you want it sent, and I'll take care of it. And then our paid shipping break tonight is a half case of Topps Heritage Baseball. That I'm expecting to ship out on Thursday. As always, it's plus or minus a day, meaning it could go Wednesday, it could go Friday. I think it will go Thursday. The other stuff up above is Saturday. I'm losing my mind. So first up tonight, 1 box of 2014 Topps Translucent Football. This is break number 2, so the second time we have broken it. It ended tonight, March the 2nd. We're live streaming it tonight, March the 2nd. You'll see the team names on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right-hand side. And we will put up a new spreadsheet before each break. So if you're not in this translucent break and you're in one of the others, you're going to get a chance to see your name in lights as soon as we get to your break. Focus changed there. Don't worry. You're still going to be able to see the cards without any problems. I just don't like using autofocus for breaks. It bugs me. It zooms in and out all the time. Chat. If you are logged on watching live and you cannot see chat, here's what you need to know. A couple of things. First, you need to be logged into YouTube to be able to see it. Secondly, if you are watching on a mobile device, phone, a tablet, whatever the case may be, you're going to need to hit the little link that says switch to the desktop view, and that is how you will be able to see chat. So this is Zach Mettenberger on this one. And of course that was or is the Titans in 2014. So Titans with the Zach Mettenberger. Our second card is Kevin Norwood for the Seahawks. So these are the kind of acetate cards. These are actually pretty cool little cards. If you haven't ever gotten one before, they also have, they're sealed with the little top sticker there at the top. So Seahawks with the Kevin Norwood hit, and then the Titans with the Zach Mettenberger. So those are our hits out of 2014 Translucent, which is going to roll us right into some 2012 Black Football, which we haven't opened in a while. I've opened 2013 a lot more than I have 2012, so thought we better switch back into 2012 for a little while. And once again, if you are in this break for 2012 Panini Black Football, please take a moment to review the information on the screen in regard to your anticipated shipping date, as well as what you get and when it will be sent if you don't pull anything in this break. More information about that also in the listing description. So this is one box of 2012 Panini Black Football break number 5. So the 5th time we have broken it. Like our other items, it ended tonight, April the 2nd. We're live streaming it tonight, April the 2nd. And there's everybody who's in the break. And we're ready to see what we can find in some 2012 black here. A lot of the 2012 stuff is just hard to get your hands on these days. A lot of it's becoming rather scarce, as is, unfortunately, a lot of the 2014 stuff. Which, up until Jimmy Garoppolo kind of made his move, it was easier to get the 2014 stuff. But once he went to the 49ers and kind of showed off a little bit of what he could do, 2014 started drying up a little too. So, but we still have some odds and ends stuff around here. Let me get some sleeves out on the table. All of our cards in black should be numbered. I believe they are all numbered. I know they are in 2013. I think they are in 2012 as well. First up, we have Corey Harkey for the Rams, and that is numbered to 349. Next up, Josh Gordon for the Browns. That is also to 349. You notice there is a little bit of chipping and wear along these edges and corners, and that's going to be the case, frankly, with probably all of these. Most cards have some of those minor imperfections. They just really show up when it's dark colors like these black cards. This one, again, a definite chipping and imperfection down there in that lower right-hand corner. It is Andre Johnson to 349 for the Texans. Next out is Blaine Gabbert, Jags to 349. Followed by Orson Charles for the Bengals to 10 on that one. So a nice low number card for the Bengals. And once again, some little edge and corner issues. It's not perfect, but really, frankly, none of them are going to be. A man-to-man. This is, of course, as you can see, the Cowboys and the Redskins. So it is numbered to 349. We're going to set it aside, and we'll go to the spreadsheet. And if we don't have the same team owner for both of those, then that card will be distributed by way of random.org at the end of the break. This is Roddy White to 349, weaponry insert for the Falcons. Now we should be rolling up into our hits. First up and numbered to 25, marked as prime on the back, but there's some kind of something going on the card right there. Do you see that? I kind of tried to like see if it wipes off. It doesn't. I'm not really sure what that is, but there's something going on with the back of the card. Also a little chipping down here in the lower right in particular, a little bit in the upper left. It is Mohamed Sanu for the Bengals. And of course you've got the nice 2-color relic over there, and then the signature in gold off to the left on that card. So nice little hit for the Bengals. This is followed by Jeff Fuller, numbered to 199 for the Dolphins. That one is a sticker auto. Next out, the Eagles with Vinny Curry to 299. No, to 199. Sorry, had it right the first time. And once again, both of our lower, well, really all four. All four of the corners with all kinds of little chipping and wear and whatnot on the back especially. So there's your Vinny Curry. An Onyx rookie, Stephen Hill for the Jets. It is numbered to 299. And that is a relic, no signature on the Stephen Hill. Our last hit, oh, Heath Miller, very nice, to 25 for the Steelers. You know I love my Steelers. Little imperfection in the upper right in particular, and a nice 2-color patch there for the Steelers with Heath Miller. So before we recap, we need to deal with this card here. We have the Cowboys and the Redskins. If this goes to random, what you need to know, I always enter cards either left to right or top to bottom, depending on the orientation. That one, of course, is left to right, so it would go in as Cowboys and then Redskins. Cowboys, Step, Jeff. Our Redskins, MJ, Viv, Wah, 32. All right, so definitely means we're going to random. And as I said, I will enter it as Cowboys first, Redskins second. In this case, we will do random 3 times. The first 2 times don't count, so you can ignore the first 2 results. It is only the third result, third and final, that will count. So ignore that one, ignore this one. Here comes our last one. There's our 3 times, our date and time stamp. That card awarded to the Washington Redskins by way of random. And if I can find, what did I do? Well, hang on a second. I seem to have misplaced my Sharpie. I've got to get another one. Yeah, I like to mark them on the sleeves so that I know where they go when I sort them. And of course, again, on the sleeve, not the card. So this card awarded to the Redskins by way of random. We have the nice Heath Miller for the Steelers, 225. For the Jets, Stephen Hill to 299. The Vinny Curry for the Eagles to 199. For the Dolphins, Jeff Fuller, 199. And then for the Bengals, Mohamed Sanu with the nice autograph and relic, numbered to 25. And again, remember, this has got some kind of, I don't know what, right there on the back of it. And again, most of them with some edge and corner imperfections kind of throughout. I believe that's going to bring up our prime. No, it doesn't bring up our prime signatures next. We're doing the football helmet next. See what happens? Even I don't remember the order sometimes. That's why we have the spreadsheet. So if you are in this break for the Gold Rush autographed full-size helmet, please take a moment to review the information on the screen there with your anticipated shipping date, and also what happens if you don't pull a card and when your consolation card would be sent. So this is 128 Gold Rush, 2018 Gold Rush full-size autographed football helmet, break number 2, second time we've done this particular product from 2018. Like everything else, it ended tonight, the 2nd of April. And you'll see one team didn't sell. That's designated right there with no bids buyback. So if it happened to be a Bengals helmet, it would stay here with me. Otherwise, it's going to go out to one of you. The other thing to note, there is a possibility to pull a helmet that is a multi-signed helmet called College Greats. There's also the possibility to pull a multi-signed Heisman winners. Each of those two helmets have their own bidding positions. So if we were to pull one of them, it would go to its corresponding bidding position. Mainly, that's because there are so many signatures on it. Like you can see in the picture how many signatures. It would just be awful to try to figure out where that was supposed to go by way of random or otherwise. So that's why they just have their own position. And if we pull one great, it will go to that bidder. And if we don't, then it's like same as having a team. We just find out as we go along. I really don't know what we have in here quite yet. Let's see if I can. Usually there's a little sticker inside the box. Let's see if that's the case tonight. Oh, it's a nice one. Well, they're all nice ones, but this is about to make somebody really happy, I think. Oh, except for just a big chunk of it there just fell off right out of the bag. Okay, I'm assuming that just, I guess it just, okay. Well, it's this little part right here, and it looks like it just kind of slides back up in there. But anyway, you saw right as I took it out of the bag, this little back piece here is what fell off. So I'll figure out how to get that put back on there. Meanwhile, the important part, it's Derek Carr for the Raiders. So sweet little hit. Would have preferred that a chunk of it didn't fall off when we took it out of the bag. But other than that, it is this piece right here that should go along the back. So I'll figure out after the break how it looks like it's just going to slide back on there. But anyway, there's an NFL hologram inside there. Here's also a, man, this has got all kinds of stuff going on. The ear pad's not glued. The ear pad is glued. Okay. The ear pad is glued to the authentication. And if I try to pull the authentication out, it's going to pull the ear pad off. So there is a TriStar authentication, which is apparently glued underneath the thing. This has got all kinds of stuff going on. And then there's an authentication sticker here on the back that says TriStar, and I'm assuming matches up with our card here, which is glued and behind the earpiece. So anyway, the important part is it's Derek Carr. It's the Raiders. It's a nice hit. The rest of it, I think, can be reassembled. So there you go. Now we're going to be rolling into some Prime Signatures. And this is a half case of 2011 Panini Prime Signatures football. It is going to be the start of a new case. So that we'll go through that in a second. Once again, if you are in this break for Prime Signatures, please take a moment and note that your anticipated shipping date is Saturday the 7th. Also, if you do not pull anything in this break, you are entitled to a consolation card for your team. Typically sent with your next hit, can be sent sooner upon request. 5 boxes of 2011 Panini Prime Signatures football, half case break number 59. Our eBay end date tonight, April 2nd. Live streaming tonight, April 2nd. NCAA Championship night. And then, of course, you see your name across from your team as we scroll down through there. Gives you a minute to kind of get your mojo working. So since this is the start of a brand new case and we're not opening the full case tonight, I'm going to take all 10 boxes out of here and we'll number each of them on the end, and then we'll use random.org to determine which ones we open tonight versus which ones we open in the next break. That's typically the way I handle case breaks when we're opening less than the full case quantity and it's the start of a new case. Well, if I could get these last two out of here, that'd be helpful. They're in there kind of tight, right? I mean, they're kind of snugly fit in there. which I guess is what we would want. We don't want them kind of rolling around, going everywhere. All right, I'm going to bring you with me. We're going to zip here over to random and use that to determine which boxes we open first. I mean, as in this half of the break. For this, I will only hit random one time. I don't see any need to do it multiple times here. So whatever numbers, first 5 numbers that come up are the 5 we will open tonight. So that gives us 8, 7, 1, 5, and 2. So 1, 2, 5, 7, and 8 is what we will be opening tonight. Five, 7, and 8. Let me just set the back half of these away, and then we'll be ready to get rolling with this. So with 2011 prime signatures, there is 1 pack per box, 1 hit per pack. Although occasionally we have had boxes with an extra hit, but that's kind of rare. We may find redemptions in here. If we do, you'll notice that they are expired. However, you do still want to redeem them into your Panini account, just like you would an unexpired redemption. If they still have the card, they send it to you, usually in a couple of months on the older products. And if a couple of months have gone by and you haven't seen it, most likely that means they don't have it. That's where the real fun begins. They are willing to substitute a card for equal value. They'll work with you to find, you know, players that you like or teams that you like. The hard part is you have to find a live person, and they do not come easily at Panini. I would suggest that you use Facebook and or Twitter to track one of them down, because if you just try to call or email, it's, yeah, good luck. They don't ever answer the phone or anything like that. No, unmasked. It is not that if you're not pulled for the helmet that you get a different helmet. If you don't pull something in the break, that's for any break. If you do not pull a hit, you are entitled to a random used trading card for your team. The card can be from any year or any series. And then that is typically sent with your next hit. If you want that single trading card, which is a consolation card, sent other than with your next hit, i.e. you want it sent by itself and you don't want to wait for your next hit, then you just need to send me a message on eBay and let me know that. All of that is also written in the listing description, probably even in a little bit more detail than what we do here. But that is just to serve as a reminder, because I find that most of the time people don't read any of the information that is presented to them. And then you end up with a bunch of people who kind of are confused about what's going on. So that's why it's also presented here in, here in the live stream. So Sidney Rice is first up to $4.99 for the Seattle Seahawks. All of our cards in 2011 Prime Signatures are numbered, even the base cards. Larry Fitzgerald to $4.99 for the Cardinals. Barry Sanders to $4.99 for the Lions. And we got a little 1-of-1 coming out. A nice little 1-of-1 printing plate. Oh, man. Cowboys, Emmitt Smith. Very nice. 1-of-1 Emmitt Smith autograph printing plate. That is a nice hit for the Cowboys. Congrats. That's excellent. Excellent, excellent. Unmasked, you're good with that? Okay, cool, man. Yeah, I just, I go through it pretty quickly because I put it up before the start of every break. I go through it in a little more detail at the very beginning and then kind of quickly in between. So I should probably slow down a little on some of those because people do tune in and out. Steve Smith to $4.99 for the Panthers. Dave Casper to $4.99 for the Raiders. Harlan Hill to $99 for the Bears. And next up, we're going to have a little, if I can get this, maybe just, if I can get this sleeve open, we have A little on-card signature here for the Chargers. That is Jordan Todman to 249. And basically, if the rookies were at Premier Day, that sleeve is just weird. Then the signatures are on card. And if the rookies were not at Premier Day, or it's a non-rookie in this product, that's typically when you have the sticker. So the Jordan Todman, that one is on card for the Chargers. Clay Matthews to $4.99 for the Packers. This whole pack of sleeves is just so weird. None of them like want to open up. They're stuck together or something. Malcolm Floyd to $4.99 for the Chargers. I'll just wait and put them in later. Colt McCoy to $99 for the Browns. And then we have Niles Paul to $199 for the Redskins. That one does need to go in now because it's a hit. The others we'll put in after the fact since my sleeves don't seem to want to cooperate with me. Emmitt Smith to $4.99, Cowboys. But they don't care about that one because they have the nice 1 of 1. Heath Miller to $4.99, Steelers. Mean Joe Green, Prime Proof to $99, Steelers. Oh, John Brody, nice little hit for the 49ers and numbered to 25, no less. So that's pretty cool. I like to find some of our older guys in here, Hall of Famers and such. This, of course, you will notice is noted as a Houston Oiler. Cards always stay with their franchise. So the former Houston Oilers are the current Tennessee Titans. So Oilers cards go to the Titans. It's Chris Carter to $4.99 for the Vikings. Hines Ward to $99 for the Steelers. And another Niles Paul, what are the odds, to $199 for the Redskins. Out of all the cases of 2011 Prime Signatures that we've opened, I don't ever remember pulling the same card out of the same case like we just did with that Niles Paul. That's kind of unusual for this series, but anyway. To recap it, we have John Brody to $25 for the 49ers. Niles Paul to $199 for the Redskins. Another Niles Paul to $199 for the Redskins. Jordan Todman to $249 for the Chargers. And then our sweet, sweet little hit for the Cowboys with an Emmitt Smith autographed printing plate 1 of 1. That's a awesome hit for the Cowboys. So that half case of 2011 Prime Signatures is in the books. So you know what that means. Now it's time for Heritage Baseball. That one's going to be a long break. So yeah, now's the time to go get your snacks because you're going to settle in for a while on this one. It will take us a bit to get through Heritage. So, of course, Heritage is a paid shipping break, so it is anticipated to ship on Thursday, and as always, it can go earlier or later by a day, but Thursday is my best guess as to when it's going to get out the door. And, of course, we don't have to worry about consolation cards in that one because there are so many cards, everybody's going to pull something. 6 boxes of 2018 Topps Heritage Baseball. It's a half case break. It is break number 8. It is the last of the Heritage that I have on hand. So this will wrap up 2018 Heritage for us. And same format as before with the team names on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right-hand side. And I'm kind of torn about it being the last of Heritage. Because I like Heritage a lot, but it is a lot of cards. There's a lot of cards to open and sort every time. So in that sense, I'm not going to miss it as much. But yet I do like it, and I like what we pull out of it. So, but of course, we still have Gypsy Queen that'll keep us plenty busy. So I've got I don't know, another case or two, I think, of Gypsy Queen anyway. That will carry us for a little while as far as baseball goes. We got tons of stuff for football and basketball. So in each box, we should find one autograph and or, well, it's not and or, it's not or, it's an autograph or a relic in each box. The and part is that we will also find a box topper. And the box topper can be a couple of different things. It can be a, excuse me, a strip of 3 uncut cards, or it can be a buyback card, which is what we have here for this box. So in here, this is an original 1969 card that will be coming out of here. They have, you know, Topps has bought it back from someplace, stamped the 50th anniversary logo on it, and that's what we're going to see. These cards are never in mint condition. They are actual cards from 1969. So they're going to be miscut and off-centered and have soft edges and corners. Some of them we have pulled out have actually had creases in them. So they are well-loved, well-worn kind of cards there, but they're still fun to have anyway. We'll find some inserts in here that will have multiple teams on them. Our league leader cards, of which we will find many, will typically have 3 teams on them. A few of them might even have more than 3 teams on them. Each of those I will set aside and we'll use random.org at the end of the break to award them. We will also find cards that are called Then and Now, which have 2 different teams on them. Same thing. We will set them aside and they will be awarded using random at the end of the break. And then finally, we'll find some news flashback cards in here, and it'll just have things that were in the news in 1969. And those will also be set aside and awarded as one group. And that, you know, at the end of the break, sorry. This is Manny Machado for the Orioles. That's a facsimile signature on that black and white. We'll find a bunch of those as well. And a couple of these, it's been a while since I've opened this, so I kind of have to refresh my memory in regard to what some of our short prints are. And I forgot, these are the ones that go 100 different directions. So our rookie stars are mostly going to look like this. It's possible for us to pull some freestanding rookies, and if we do, they're going to be short prints. The other thing that we will find are a bunch of New Age Performers inserts, like this one for Giancarlo Stanton and the Yankees. And I tell you what, because I'm not a big fan of flipping the cards 800 times in a break, especially, it's just extra handling. Unless someone objects, we're just going to buzz through them just like that, with some of them being right side up and some of them being upside down. If you want them all flipped so that each one is right side up, even if it's a base card, all you need to do, jump into chat and say, hey, that bugs me. I need them all to be facing the right way, and I will take care of it. Otherwise, we're going to look at them the way we did just a minute ago there, so that we don't have to have quite so much handling. And the reason I set the checklist aside, we're going to find these with a number of different players featured up here in the corner. It's always going to go to the team that is associated with the player featured on the card. So that, of course, was Mike Trout, so it will go to the Angels. And there's all kinds of different players that are possible to pull for the checklist. I don't think that we pulled our hot box. I don't remember pulling our hot box in the first half of this. Maybe we did. I don't know. It's been a while since we opened it, but it's possible that we have the hot box in here somewhere. If anybody happens to be on that did the first half of this case with me and you remember whether or not we did the hot box, feel free to jump in there and tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember doing it. course, we've opened a lot of stuff in between, so I guess it's not to say we didn't, but I don't think we did. News flashbacks. This is one of the cards I was talking about that we'll set the whole group of those aside, and then at the end of the break, the entire group of those will be awarded to a single team at the end. There's a little Mike Trout parallel with the facsimile signature. So some of the other short prints that we would be looking for in here are action image variations. Usually those, you'll kind of know them when you see them. There are a couple that look like they should be action image variations that are really just somebody's base card, but let's see. Robbie Ray, you said you think is a short print. Let's see. You might be right, but I didn't... No, it's got the regular code on it, so I think that must be his base card. You may be thinking of Capless out of Gypsy Queen, because that would be a short print in Gypsy Queen if they have their hat off, if they're capless, with a couple of exceptions. The guy, Justin, what's his head, who plays for the Angels, his base card has him without his hat in Gypsy Queen, and maybe one other Gypsy Queen that looks like it should be a variation and isn't. This, for instance, that is an action image short print, and that is for the Cubs with Anthony Rizzo. Yeah, listen, I feel you on that, Adam. I mean, I have to stop and think before I open each one, too. Like, I have to stop and kind of mentally go through, okay, which is which, especially when we flip back and forth, like I've been doing between Gypsy Queen and Heritage. It is really easy to forget which one's in which thing. Chris Sale for the Red Sox. That's why I always tell you guys, if you see something as I go through and you think it is something I've missed, always jump in there and tell me, because I'd rather go back and look and know for sure, because I am certainly not immune to getting my short prints and my products crossed. Ichiro for the Marlins Clubhouse Collection. Relic is our hit from this box. See, AJ Ramos, that is one that looks like it should be an action image variation, but it isn't. It's just his regular base card, but it looks like it should be something else. But yeah, there's definitely been a few times when I'm doing this and I kind of mentally think, oh, that's such and such, and then I'll remember, oops, nope, that's for Gypsy Queen, or vice versa. I'll be in Gypsy Queen and I'll see something and think, oh, that's going to be a short print. Oh, whoops, nope, that's Heritage. Easy to do, for sure. And if anybody happens to want to keep me updated on the score for the Villanova game, hey, feel free. I haven't really watched it at all. I had it on in the background when I was working on getting invoices out and things like that, but didn't really pay very much attention to it, so I don't know how things are looking. I do know I did have Michigan in my bracket winning it all. I only played one bracket, and I, confession, spent like no time on it and just kind of zipped through it. Normally, I like to do the brackets for a couple of different contests and spend some time with them. I just didn't have time this year, so I said, you know, whipped right through one, came up with Michigan as the big winner. So for that reason, I would kind of like them to win tonight. New Age Performers, Reese Hoskins for the Phillies. And, oh, Ed tells me they're up by 9 at the half. Well, that's an excellent sign. Because, you know, that must mean Villanova is not shooting as many threes, or hitting at least as many threes as they hit Saturday. Because I don't think an NBA team would have beaten Villanova the way they were shooting on Saturday, man. It was crazy. They hit, what, 18 threes or something? I mean, it was an incredible number. This is one of our chrome variations in here. We'll find some with white borders like this one that are numbered to 999. We will find some with silver borders that are numbered to 569. And if we do, in fact, have our hot box in here, our hot box would have some that are purple borders that would not be numbered at all. So that's kind of what our chromes will look like. This is an example of the then and now variation I was talking about earlier, once again with two different teams on it. So it has to be set aside and divvied up after the break using random. I don't know what we would do without random.org. It seems like we use it a lot. Oh, you're saying Villanova is up. I gotcha. Okay, sorry about that. I thought you were saying that Michigan was up. And Villanova's up by 9. Okay. And then Adam says Villanova is just dominating Michigan. Okay, well, when I had seen just, again, it was in the first few minutes of the game, you know, Michigan had come out really well and they were playing well and they were ahead, but it was early, so... Our box topper here, another 1969 original card updated with the anniversary stamp. So, of course, you know, it's not going to be minty mint. It's got all kinds of little imperfections and things going on with it, but it's the charm of it that reminds us of the old days of cards when they were all off-center and miscut and paper thin. Before the days of top loaders and sleeves and all the things we have now to protect them. I may as well move that off now. I was in the hobby shop the other day picking something up, and a customer came in, was talking to Larry, the guy who owns the store, and I got into a conversation with him as well just about older cards, you know, cards from the 60s and 70s and such. He said, yeah, when I was growing up, you know, we put cards in the spokes of our bicycles, and they made special little clips or something, I guess he said, that you could use to attach the card to the spoke. They liked the noise that it made when you had it hit the spoke. So yeah, can you imagine that now? We took our trading cards and like put them in the spokes of a bicycle, rode around town with them. Now, of course, those days, a quarter a pack. These days, $1,200 a box, $1,500 a box. This is a checklist card for Chris Bryant and the Cubbies. Yeah, I don't know how old the guy was that was in the hobby store, but he said he used to do it when he was a kid. So, you know, however long ago that was, I don't know, but oh, it's pretty cool. Just thinking about the difference of how it used to be and how it is now. That almost went by me. That red ink just barely stands out on there, doesn't it? That is a nice little hit for the Orioles because you have a Chance Cisco short print autograph. So, sweet hit, Orioles. And I don't, even though it's red ink, it's not, oh, it is numbered. I was like, why isn't it numbered to 69? It is. It's over there to the side, and I just couldn't see it because apparently I'm blind. So, anyway, cool hit with the Chance Cisco for the Orioles. Very nice hit. Oh, yeah, your dad is in his 60s, and he used to put them in the spokes of his bike. Yeah, so, I mean, the guy was, you know, you hate to, like, be rude and just try to guess somebody's age, but I would have said he was probably in his, I would have said probably late 50s to mid 60s if I had guessed. New age performers Ahmed Rosario for the Mets. So it sounds like that's probably pretty close to right. That, I just had to check the back of that Ian Desmond. It was just a regular, not a short print. Yeah, Adam, finding the red ones are not very common in Heritage, obviously. They're all just numbered to 69, so you don't find a whole lot of those. We found one other one in all the Heritage that we opened. The other one I remember was for the Tigers, although I couldn't tell you what player it was. That may be the only two hand-numbered red ones that we found. Maybe there was another one. I don't know. We've opened a lot, but those are the ones I remember anyway. The Heritage, or the Tigers one and this one. Yeah, my dad is in his 80s. He doesn't seem like it. He's very, very active, and if you met him, you would think my dad was probably in his late 60s. He looks like he's in his late 60s, and he acts like he's 12. But anyway, he always talks about, the cards he and his brother had that my grandmother, she's been deceased for many years, but that my grandmother tossed away at some point in time. They had them like up in the attic. I guess had cards and comic books and all kinds of stuff, and just, I guess one day my grandmother went up there and tossed it all out. And he's talked before about, wonder how much, how much money got just tossed out with that. But of course back then, you didn't know that it was going to turn out to be like it is today. Another news flashbacks insert. But I mean, honestly, I stepped away from card collecting for several years. I collected when I was young, and used to trade a lot with my cousins who also collected. And then when I got into high school and college, I really didn't do any collecting. And in fact, I sold off all my cards, and I had a lot of them. I sold them all off, except for, I shouldn't say all of them. I saved probably 40 or 50, including a Johnny Bench rookie card. A well-loved Johnny Bench rookie card, but anyway. And then I didn't get involved with it again until just a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and it was a huge difference in what's available. This is to $999. That's the chrome parallel with the white border. Definitely not, when I was actively collecting, the chase was, of course, the rookies. That's what you were after. They didn't show up as often in the packs. And you didn't have all the signatures and relics and things like we have now. So yeah, I was in for a little bit of a shock when I started collecting again and found out how many there are, how many different series of everything, and then how expensive they can be as well. So, but then of course, in the meantime, it's pretty cool, all the stuff we can get now. I mean, breaks make it possible. That's why I fell in love with breaks, because it's like I'm never going to go buy for myself, $1,400-$1,500 box of cards like Flawless. Actually, I think they're maybe $1,300. But anyway, I'm not going to go buy a single box card for $1,200 or $1,300 that has 10 cards in it. Never going to happen. But I don't mind at all buying into a break for it, for the team that I like. And, spending a little bit of money and having a decent shot at it. So that's how I got hooked on breaks. First came back and was like, oh my gosh, everything's so expensive, but there's so much of it. And then second, on the heels of that were, oh, but I like breaks. So I guess they probably go hand in hand. The breaks make it possible for the card companies to sell the higher end products, and the higher end products are probably what got us all started breaking to begin with. So there you go. What are you saying is stupid, unmasked, unveiled? That's all you typed in was stupid, so I don't know. Are you saying that I'm stupid or something else? I don't know which. Could be me. I don't know. I don't take too much personally that comes up in chat because, boy, sometimes you get some interesting things in there. So this is box number 3 that's coming out right now. Oh, a $1,300 box of cards is stupid is what you're saying. Well, it is if you were buying it for yourself. I agree. That's why I said, like, I would never do that. But for breaks, it's pretty awesome if you get in at a decent price and you get a card that you can sell for several $1,000s. Yeah, that's, you know, that part's pretty sweet. But, of course, the deal with Flawless, you know, they actually have diamonds and stuff in the cards, actual gems in the cards, among other things. But they're a very, very high-end series. Hey, it's my Reds. My Cincinnati Reds in the box topper from 1969. But, yeah, I'm a little anxious to see what we get out of Flawless this year. I've had very good luck with National Treasures. I pulled the 1-of-1 Deshaun Watson out of the last case. The case before that, we pulled a 1-of-1 quad relic all NFL shields of four of the rookies. It's pretty sweet. So, you know, those people, when you hit it like that, I mean, yeah, they spent $200 or $300 to get their spot, but they're going to sell their cards for several $1,000s. So it's the old risk versus reward. But even so, there's some sets I don't buy. Like I don't buy Transcendent Tops. There's some stuff that's just too much money. Transcendent Tops baseball, I mean, obviously. I guess you knew I meant baseball because they don't have a football license anymore. But there's cards for everybody. There are definitely people who will buy them. For the Cardinals to 999, the chrome parallel with the white border. I find myself in this set looking for the Jackie Robinson Day cards, which of course, yeah, they're not in here either. They're in Gypsy Queen, but I catch myself as they're going through thinking, I need to make sure I watch and see if anybody's got on, you know, the 42 for Jackie Robinson Day. Moon Landing News Flashbacks, followed by a League Leaders card. New Age Performers Clint Frazier. He's still out with that concussion, right? Like he's not playing again yet, is he? I don't think he's playing. Hasn't played yet in regular season this year, I don't think. I mean, he must have gotten knocked in the head pretty good because he's been out a while with that. Of course, I guess we shouldn't mess around with concussions based on everything we've learned about them from football. And, of course, Trinity Baseball has been fun over the weekend. We opened the first case of Trinity. We didn't find Ohtani in there, but we found a lot of other really good stuff. We found Acuna and Maitan and Brendan McKay and trying to think who else. Well, like most of the people I would have been looking for in there, we found with the exception of Ohtani. Found Joe Adele. Pretty good. It was a pretty good case of Trinity. But I only have one more case of it left. I went back to try to buy an extra case after I saw how nicely the first one broke. No. They've raised the price by a bunch. Miguel Cabrera for the Tigers. Clubhouse Collection relic. So it just came out on Friday, right? By Friday afternoon, they had raised the price by $50 a box. So yeah, like an extra $600 a case. Here's a nice little short print for the Red Sox. How about Rafael Devers rookie card? Nice hit indeed. Red Sox just got their money's worth. And if you want that or any other card that you pull with me in a magnetic one-touch case, I am always happy to do that. It's at my cost for the case and the PayPal fees and all that jazz. Carlos Correa for the Astros. New Age Performers is what that was. For a standard case like one of these cards would fit in, it would be $3. And that covers, again, the case, the PayPal fees, the few extra cents of postage it costs, and that sort of thing. So that is a high number short print for the Angels, Brandon Phillips. Really, pretty much any of the cases are that price unless we get into the 260 point and the 360 point ones. Those cost me more to buy. And then anytime you need a case for a booklet, those cost me more to buy. Speaking of booklets, I haven't hit any Gypsy Queen booklets yet this year. Of course, I guess we've only been through a couple of cases so far, but still. Last year I did hit some nice, in fact, I think Rizzo might have been the booklet we pulled out of Gypsy Queen last year for the Cubs. Cincinnati won a game tonight. How about that? We got smacked up by the Nationals. Lost the whole 3-game stand. But we won a game tonight. Only 1-0. But hey, a win is a win, right? We'll take it. Especially after starting off 0-3. So I'm at least happy we have a game won. News flashbacks, Richard Nixon. I don't know if we want a flashback to that. Oh, my man Johnny Bench. Love me some Johnny Bench. Well, yeah, we did beat the Cubs. That's what I said. It was 1-0, but at least we won. Because honestly, I was afraid that we were going to lose both series that we opened up with. I mean, good grief. They opened us up with the Nationals and then a 3-day stand with the Cubs. I was like, oh, God, we might end up going 0-6. Justin Verlander, black border for the Astros. So I was happy to have the win. My poor little Reds. Are you a Reds fan? Unmasked and unveiled? A fellow Reds fan, I should say. That looks like that should be. It is. It's a high number short print. For Chisenhall and the Indians. See, sometimes it takes me a minute after they go by. I have to stop and think about it. Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, go back and look at that. So that was the halfway point. This is the start of box number 4 with the plastic coming off right now. Oh, you were only 2 miles from the ballpark? Oh, I'm envious of you. I have to say, the good and the bad about all of the Reds games being televised these days. The good is that I can catch them all. The bad is that then, you know, you get comfortable and you don't really want to drive to the ballpark. But we need to drive to the ballpark sometimes. You know, they need to have support there in the stands too. But it's so convenient just to watch from home and so easy. So this is one of our uncut a strip of cards I was speaking about at the first of the break. This one is the Orioles, the Brewers, and the Yankees. So for someone to take this outright, you would need to own 2 of the 3 teams. It requires 51% of a card to take outright ownership on a multiple team card. So in that instance, we'll go to, again, all this will be at the end of the break, but we'll go to the checklist. We'll see if anyone owns 2 of the 3 teams, and if they don't, then we'll go to random, and it'll basically be entered as left of the card, middle of the card, right of the card, and then that's how we'll figure out where it goes. So, Unmasked, you have season tickets, do you, to the Reds? I think they've got pretty good deals, I think, don't they, these days for season tickets? Because they put together often those little mini packages and things that are usually pretty good deals. So I would assume if you commit to the whole season, you're probably getting an even better per ticket price. And 2 miles away, yeah, I'd be all over that. Go walk there, not even have to fight the traffic. Although I guess maybe you wouldn't want to. Probably would take about 30 minutes to walk all that, I guess. Although maybe worth it to avoid the traffic getting in and out. Last Reds game I went to, gosh, live and in person, it has probably been, oh, this is terrible to say. It's probably been 8 or 10 years. I mean, it's been a while. A group of us went up and got a hotel and stayed up there so we could enjoy ourselves. And we did have a good time. It was a lot of fun. It was hot as blue blazes. Oh, we are rocking in this back half of the case. Look at this. We have another little rookie card. So another short print. This is for my Cincinnati Reds with Tyler Mahle. Very nice. I like it very much. And I'm guessing, Unmasked, if you have the Reds tonight, that made you pretty happy as well. That's a sweet hit right there. Because I have to say, most of the Heritage cases that I have opened this year have not had a lot of autographs. They've been short, in short supply. We pulled a lot more relics than autos for whatever reason. But out of this case, I mean, we've already got 2 autographs, and I know we had an autograph in the first half of the case, so at least 3 autos out of this case. Maybe more, who knows? We still have a couple boxes to open. Oh, Unmasked, you're saying you do not have the Reds tonight. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I thought maybe you did, and you'd be excited to pull that card. Because, you know, freestanding rookies in here are at a premium. Don't find those very often in and of themselves. And then we get an autograph attached to it. That's an excellent hit. New Age Performers, Chris Sale for the Red Sox. And really, maybe Heritage was the same last year. I just don't remember there being as many or as few of autographs. Seems like last year we had more autographs in Heritage per case than we do this year. That's all I'm saying. Oh, you're after Acuna tonight. Okay. Well, we definitely did pull a nice Acuna out of Trinity over the weekend, but that doesn't help you any. So we'll have to see if we can conjure one up for you tonight in our last few boxes here of Heritage. Hang on, guys. I'm trying to get my screen was trying to time out on me over there. So what's the score look like now? Do we still have Villanova up big, as someone said they were a minute ago? Another news flashback. That one is the Vietnam War draft lottery. It's kind of some dark topics coming out of the news flashbacks tonight. Richard Nixon and then the draft lottery. Like, what happened to all the ones that have the Muppets on them that we've seen in the other breaks? Chrome parallel white border for the Nats to 999 with Ryan Zimmerman. And another facsimile signature, that one Max Scherzer for the Nationals. That Ian Desmond is just his base card. It does look like it should be an action image variation, but it is not. Oh my gosh, they're up 18. Whoo! Rookie stars for the Phillies, black border. Hoskins and Williams. Doesn't that look like that's a little bit miscut? It kind of, maybe it's not, but it looks a little bit like it is. Like there's more black at the bottom than there is at the top. Maybe not. But at first glance, that's how it looked to me anyway. New Age performer Buster Posey for the Giants. Box 5 coming out of the plastic right now. And thank you, Ed, for the score update too, by the way. I don't think I said that, did I? But thank you for letting me know that they're crushing Michigan. I was really okay with either team winning, but just because I happen to have Michigan in my bracket, that's kind of why I decided I would be in the Michigan camp tonight. But I don't have any problem with Villanova. I kind of like them, actually. All right, our card here. Indians, Red Sox, and Rockies. So we'll set it aside along with our other little strip of cards, and we'll sort it out at the end of the break as to where it goes. Kind of hoping we were going to find an Ohtani in here tonight, too. He's been very scarce. Of course, SP or maybe SSP in here. He's going to be in high number as well, but as a batter, I think, right? He's in here as a pitcher, and he'll be in there as a batter. The last, that's the last Topps announced anyway. Benintendi with the facsimile signature, Red Sox. Our hit's coming out right away for this box, and it's Ryan Braun and the Brewers Clubhouse Collection Relic. Trying to remember what our next, I can't remember what our next Topps baseball release is. It kind of got the schedule all out of whack when they moved Inception. Beatles flashback. But they already announced Inception for sure isn't going to be this month. So when they, it was supposed to have been in March. When they pulled it in March, they came out right away and said it's not going to be in March and it's not going to be in April. So we know we're looking at least May for Inception. Probably worth the wait, though. Last year was tremendous. I mean, not even counting Aaron Judge and some of the things we were searching for. Just the number of young stars they had in there with such good hits. I mean, I pulled a tremendous amount of Mike Trout out of there last year. And I had maybe, I don't remember, 8 cases, 10 cases, something like that. So not a huge amount. But there was one case where we pulled 2 different Mike Trouts, autographed, auto and patch, both of them numbered under 50 out of one case. I mean, it was insane. There was a lot of good stuff last year in Inception beyond just our rookie content. Joey Votto for my Cincinnati Reds, New Age Performers. So I'm hoping that the checklist for it this year is equally strong. That is the 100th anniversary logo there that you see on the Dan Straley for the Marlins. So it's not, I don't think, technically a short print, but yet you don't find a ton of them. So I don't think it was technically on the released list of short prints, if you will, but kind of is a short print. Another Then and Now. That Clayton Kershaw looks like that should be, I guess it isn't. Looked like it should be a short print, but it is not. I don't know why it particularly caught my eye, but whatever the case, it wasn't. Kind of funny, I look at them so much between the breaking and sorting and everything, but yet sometimes one like that, which is I guess just his base card, but sometimes it'll just catch my eye and for a second I'll think it's something else. There's a DeGrom for the Mets that is to 569, the chrome parallel with the silver coloring as opposed to the white bordered that we found earlier. Jason, we have pulled a couple of autos out of here. One of them hand numbered to 65 or 69 rather, and we've pulled a Devers short print rookie, and what else? A couple of high number short prints. cards, one action image short, and I can't remember what else, Jason. But you know we'll recap it at the end anyway, so. You also probably know you can't rely on my memory for all the hits, even though we just pulled most of them. I did better this time, though. At least I remembered we had a couple of autographs. Mainly because they've been so scarce in Heritage this year, it seems. But both of our autos were our rookies out of here tonight, so that's nice. One was Reds, one was Orioles. Hey, do you remember, Jason, did we hit the hot box in the first half of this case? I was thinking that maybe we didn't, but we also haven't hit one right now, unless it's going to be the last box. So maybe we did hit it in the first half. I couldn't remember. Do you remember? Oh, and you're asking me who are the autos? Oh, Ryan already answered it. Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. By the time I looked over, it was asked and answered. Ozzie Albies for the Braves. Oh, you think we did hit it in the first half? Okay. I didn't remember hitting it, but I also said you can't rely on my memory. I've opened so many things in between. All right, well then I guess we won't find it in the last box if we already hit it. Last box, we have another 1969 card there as our box topper. So we had two that were the uncut strips of cards and the rest original 1969 cards tonight for box toppers. Come on out of there, fella. For the Expos. And of course, the former Montreal Expos are the current Washington Nationals. So that card goes to the Nationals again. Cards always stay with their franchises. And all that info, of course, you can find at the bottom of the listing, bottom of any of my listings anyway, in the little special circumstances area. That particular thing would be addressed under the renamed, relocated franchise subheading, if you will. Oh, I guess we didn't hit it because in the first half of the break, because we're hitting it right now. Andrew McCutcheon, Pirates. So we're going to find a whole bunch of these chrome parallels, and they're all going to be purple bordered, and they're none going to be numbered. But that looks like we are, in fact, in our hot box. Yu Darvish, Dodgers. Also for the Dodgers, Maeda, I can't say his name, Kenta. For the Diamondbacks, Zach Greinke. I know what you mean about that, Jason. I mean, I understand it is hard to keep track. You guys sometimes do a better job of keeping track of that than I do. Especially when I've been flipping back and forth between Heritage and Gypsy Queen and Trinity and all the other baseball stuff. Yeah, I just didn't buy, I didn't buy a lot of Heritage this year, obviously. 4 cases is what I bought. I don't know. I'm always torn about Heritage because I love the product and I enjoy opening it, but there are just so many cards. So the break takes forever, and the sort takes forever, and the shipping takes forever. And it seems like everything comes out right on top of each other these days, and I just don't have enough time to break more than that most of the time, unless I carried it like way into, next month or something. Rookie stars for the Yankees, Andahar and Frazier in the Hot Box Purple Parallel. Black and white Buster Posey facsimile signature Giants. Tigers, Cabrera. And of course it doesn't help that basketball has been so hot this year that they're releasing even more basketball products than they were originally planning to do. So that doesn't help matters either, because then you just got more things you got to add into the mix somewhere along the way. So I just didn't order as much of really Heritage or Gypsy Queen. Each of them, I think I just got 4 cases. I might have gotten 5 of Gypsy, but I think I got 4. Mariners, Nelson Cruz. Like, I would be fine if they would just put in a smaller number of cards per pack in Heritage. Leave the rest of it the same. Leave the number of hits the same. Leave the type of hits. All that can be just exactly like it is, but cut the number of cards per pack in like half. Or the number of packs per box in half. And it would be perfect. Kind of surprised they haven't really, because like if you go to the grocery store, how many products they try to keep their price the same, but so to keep their price the same, they will then change the size of it. So you'll think, oh, it hasn't gone up in price, but maybe they've taken it from 12 ounces to 10 or something like that. So I'm kind of surprised that they haven't tried to do that to us, like, oh, we're just going to put in fewer packs and see if they notice, but keep the price the same. Rookie stars for the Mets with Rosario and Smith. Our relic out of the last box, Carlos Gonzalez for the Rockies. But then again, I don't think they probably care. They just mark up the price anyway. For the Orioles, Manny Machado. Black and white parallel, Carlos Correa. For the Nationals, Strasburg. Cubbies, Kyle Schwarber. Had to take a second look at Sean Newcomb there for a second. Dallas Keuchel, Astros, and our mini Robinson Cano for the Mariners, numbered to 100. Jason, are there still a lot of people breaking Heritage out there? I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are people that probably do just baseball or something and order tons of it. It's harder, I think, to do basketball, baseball, and football because, again, it just comes down to the sheer volume of products. Well, we've had Braves parallels, of course, in here, unmasked. We've had various. We have an Aussie Albies a while ago in the black and white parallel. I think we did, and obviously you got tons of base cards and stuff. But as far as hits, all of our hits are out, but we could still find one of the purple parallels in here for you, possibly, or there could be another short print of some type hiding in here for the Nationals, Daniel Murphy. But the auto and relic hits are all out. And there is Javier Baez for the Cubs, followed by Will Myers for the Padres to 569. For the Orioles, Trey Mancini. Well, yeah, definitely there are nights where you hit more than other nights. I mean, for sure, that's the unfortunate part of it, you know. Some nights we hit, some nights we don't. Ozuna for the Marlins. But I can tell you from my own experience, like breaking with other people, sometimes I would go through some pretty drastic dry spells. But then when I did get back in a groove, it seemed like I would hit a lot of stuff, good stuff. They kind of came in bunches, and then I'd have a dry spell, and then I'd hit stuff again. So, for what it's worth. American League ERA leaders with the black border, but of course we're going to have to set it aside over there and determine by way of random where it goes. Oh, yeah, the Jackie Robinson, Bryce Harper is very nice out of the short print out of Gypsy Queen the other night. Corey Kluber, Indians. New Age Performers, Rhys Hoskins for the Phillies. Didn't you hit something else in that break, too? You hit something else that night, too, it seems like. Indians, Bradley Zimmer. I mean, something else that was, you know, of some significance. Joey Votto for the Reds. Maybe not, but it seems like you did. I don't know. I haven't finished sorting that night yet, so it's all kind of a blur. Wilson Contreras for the Cubs. All right, so we have a little recap to do, but before we get to that, we have some other stuff to do. So first off, we're going to deal with these. This is the news flashbacks cards, and they're all going to go to one spot, one team, one bidding position. So I'm going to put them in a little team bag here so that I have something I can write on. And we will go to random. Well, I'm going to let you go along with me, but first I'll go to the checklist. I will cut and paste each of the teams. Then I will cut them from the checklist. We'll paste them into random. And then we'll hit random just one time because, you know, there's 30 teams, so I don't think we need to do random a whole bunch of times. And wherever it ends up, that's the team that will get that little pack of cards. And we have some other stuff to do here in random too, but we're just doing that first. And there, of course, you can see all of the teams did get pasted in there. So here we go. And it comes up the Detroit Tigers. All right, so this is the little pack of news blah, blah, blah. The news flashbacks cards going to the Tigers by way of random. Next up, then and now, we're going to just put in left and right. It's that simple. Because there are only 2 entries, I will hit random 3 different times. The first 2 are not going to count. The third and final random will tell us whether it is going to go to the team on the left side of the card or the team on the right side of the card. First one, ignore. Second one, ignore. Third and final, right there. 3 times, date, time stamp. going to the right side of the card. So we'll take a quick little flip through these and you can see what we're looking at. So that, of course, Nationals, Marlins, Astros, Rockies, Indians, and Indians. So that's how those are going. If I accidentally sorted any of those over into the main pile, which is always possible, it would be the same thing. It would be whatever team is on the right side. Now we have got to deal with a bunch of other stuff. So actually, let's do these first. So this is going to be left, middle, and right. Same format. We're going to hit random 3 different times. First 2 times are not going to count. The third random will tell us where we end up. All right, first one, ignore it. Second one, ignore it. Third and final coming up. And there's our 3 times, our date and time stamp going to the right hand position. Okay. So let's get one of these in the sleeve and we'll do a quick little flip through this. So, well, maybe we will if I can actually get the card in the sleeve. We'll do a quick little flip through. All right, so there you have the Rays. This is the one with the black border. Then we'll be going to the Yankees. And then the rest of these, you can just look there, the team on the right. In that case, we have 2 different teams on the right, so we'll have to set that aside. See, that's the reason we flip through them. So that we can find any little anomalies like that and deal with them as we go along. If we end up with an equal number of those, that'll be real easy. We'll just send 1 to each team. That would be my preference, but we'll see how it sorts out here. Well, that's another one. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have. So that is Royals and Red Sox. These are, oh good, those are both Rockies, so we don't have to worry about that. So there's Royals and Red Sox, both Rockies, both Rockies. Ah, we ended up with an odd number. Okay, so we're going to have to go again on this one. Of course, the right-hand position, we have 2 teams over there, so we're going to have to put in top and bottom again to determine whether it is going to be Royals or whether it's going to be the Red Sox. All right, first one, ignore. Second, ignore. Third and final comes up as the team on the bottom of the card. So that is going to be the Red Sox. So actually, because we have 3 of these, here's what we're going to do. We're going to send 2 to the Red Sox. We'll still send 1 to the Royals because there's plenty enough for everybody. But that way the extra one can go to the Red Sox. That one we'll send to the Royals. Now, that will bring us to the strips of cards. So we already know that it's going to go to the right-hand position unless someone owns 2 of the 3 teams, because obviously we already did the left, middle, right on random. So we'll look at this one first, Indians, Red Sox, and Rockies. If no one owns 2 of the 3, it will just go to the Rockies because they're in the right-hand position on that card. And let me get myself back over here to the spreadsheet. I've got to make it stop flashing. All right, so the Indians, Wrigley Field, the Red Sox, Gigiska, and the Rockies, Nick Mana. So nope. 3 different team owners on that one means it's going to go to the Rockies, who are in the right-hand position on that card. Let me just get it back in here. Hopefully I can get it back in here. There we go. Ditto for this, Orioles, Brewers, and Yankees. If someone owns 2 of the 3 teams, they'll take it outright. If no one owns 2 of the 3, it will go to the Yankees because they are in the right-hand position. And Random earlier chose for us the right-hand side of the card. Okay, so the Orioles, Groovy Y, the Brewers, Snarehood, and the Yankees. Oh, I'm not even going to attempt that. Okay. Anyway, clearly no one owns 2 of the 3. I'm not going to attempt to say that username. So this one will go to the Yankees, who are in the right-hand position on the card. Now to recap the rest of our stuff, we've already looked at all of that. We'll do a quick little buzz through some of our parallels and things. These are all of our Chrome cards. Of course, again, the purple bordered ones are from the hot box, and those are not numbered. Silver with Will Myers is numbered to 569. Then the Mets Rookie Stars. A Yankees Rookie Stars. The Jacob deGrom to 569. Nationals to 999. Cardinals 999. Twins 999. And Brewers to 999. What is now our short prints? That is just the 100th anniversary logo. Technically, I don't think that's listed in the, I mean, it's not technically listed, I think, as a short print, but they kind of are. Then a Rookie Stars with a black border for the Phillies. This is a high number short print Indians. Black border for the Astros. High number short for the Angels. Nice little Devers Red Sox short print, rookie short print. And then an action image for the Cubs. Moving on, we have our mini for the Mariners with Robinson Cano to 100. Gonzalez Rockies Clubhouse Collection Relic. Braun Brewers Clubhouse Collection Relic. Nice little Tyler Mahle on-card rookie for the Reds. And also a short print, because our rookies as freestanding cards in here are pretty much all short prints. Cabrera Tigers Clubhouse Collection Relic. Another nice little rookie on-card auto. This one is Chance Sisco for the Orioles. It is also the red ink and hand-numbered to 69. Excellent hit for the Orioles. And then Ichiro for the Marlins Clubhouse Collection is our last hit out of there. Now, you guys have been saying some stuff in chat that I haven't had time to look at. So Ryan said he had a huge hit tonight in Donruss, and Ichiro buyback, 1 of 2. That is pretty darn sweet indeed. And Unmasked says he's been doing pretty good with Gypsy Queen. Okay. And then Ed says Villanova's up by 21. Holy Moses, with 139 left. And yeah, so Dave, I don't know what you're asking me. Did you win what? I'm not sure which, I'm not sure entirely what you're asking me there, Dave. You got to be a little more specific than that. So guys, that is all for tonight. I will, for the benefit of those who might be watching the recap and you just fast forward to the end for the hits, I will, for your benefit, also show the spreadsheet again so you can see your anticipated shipping date. And that, of course, again, for Heritage is approximately Thursday. Could possibly go Wednesday, but doubtful. Could possibly slide to Friday, which is a possibility, but I'm hopeful that Thursday will be the winning hand there. and then another quick little spin through of what's coming up in the days ahead. Of course, National Treasures tomorrow night, that's the last of it. The Revolution basketball tomorrow night, that's the last of it. Flawless and Optic just come out Wednesday. We'll just be getting started with those. We have some more Trinity on Thursday, some more Gypsy Queen on Thursday, and all kinds of other fun stuff throughout the week there. So thank you, everyone who joined me tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you bidding with me, breaking with me, chatting with me, and keeping me informed of scores. Hope you have a great rest of your night and a good week ahead, and we'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.